Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has agreed to join the so-called Gaza Board of Peace despite facing an International Criminal Court arrest warrant for war crimes in the Strip. In a social media post, his office said he has accepted the invitation of US President Donald Trump. Now, the board is one of several entities involved in the second phase of the Gaza ceasefire. Netanyahu had earlier been critical of Washington's makeup of another of those entities, the Gaza Executive Board. I'm going to get more on this with Nida Ibrahim, who's in Qalandia in the occupied West Bank. And Nida, can you just give us an idea what the reaction has been to this from Palestinian officials?
Well, we still did not get anything in writing, any official statements from the Palestinian Authority to comment on this remark. But behind the scenes, let's unpack what the Palestinian officials think is happening. This invitation was sent weeks ago. The acceptance was announced roughly a week ago. But only now, the Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has announced he is joining the Board of Peace. For Palestinians, they see Netanyahu as an obstacle to any attempt for the Trump administration to move forward for phase two. Technically, yes, the announcement of the Board of Peace, the announcement of the Palestinian National Committee, all should signal on the ground the start of phase two. But Netanyahu is not interested in one of the key elements of this phase, which is withdrawing the Israeli troops beyond the yellow line. In fact, if we see what Israel is doing inside the Gaza Strip, it's actually taking more lands from Gaza, inching closer into Gaza's territory on the other side of the yellow line. So if that signals anything, it signals Israelis' intention not to withdraw from Gaza. Remember, we're talking about an Israeli election year this year. So everyone in the Israeli politics is trying to show more defiance, is trying to show more strength. And how do they do that? By cracking down more and more on Palestinians. As far as Palestinians are concerned, they think that Netanyahu's interest in this phase is to get a vow or get some implementation on the disarmament of Hamas. This is something that is tricky, that Hamas has said it's willing to hand some of its weapons to the Palestinian Authority, but it's still a very contentious point. But the key point really is the Israeli withdrawal from the Gaza Strip, which is something that the Israelis are not intending to do. But can Netanyahu say no bluntly to Trump? We don't think so, and that's why he's accepting this membership. Whether he's going to fulfill the duties that were presented by the Trump's peace plan, that's yet to be seen, but there's a lot of skepticism here.
Indeed. Thank you so much, Nida. As always, Nida Ibrahim there in the occupied West Bank.
Don't miss out. Get the full picture. Subscribe to Al Jazeera for reliable news and expert insights. Like, share, stay ahead.